chapter number 9, verse 24. 1 Corinthians 9, 24. Hallelujah. I feel the presence of God.
Yes.
Hallelujah. I feel him in this room. Hallelujah. Still hear pages turning, so I'll wait for you. Hallelujah. And the Bible reads, it says, do you not know that those who run in a race all run, but one receives the prize? Run in such a way that you may obtain it. And everyone who competes for the prize is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a perishable crown, but we for an imperishable crown. Therefore, I run thus, not with uncertainty, but thus I fight. Not as one who beats the air, but I discipline my body and bring it into subjection, lest when I have preached to others, I myself should become disqualified. Father, thank you for the power of your presence that I feel. Thank you for the power that's in this word. That our eyes may be open, that we ourselves may submit to this. Have your way in this service, God. We commit it unto your hands. Take control. We give you freedom to move the way you want to move in your place. Hallelujah, God. We thank you. The devil is defeated, God, and then you are truly exalted. And we have the victory. And we thank you for victory. We thank you for being more than conquerors. Hallelujah. We submit our wills in your hand, God. We don't think the way we want to think. We're going to think the way you instruct us and inform us to think now. And we thank you for that. Amen, amen, and amen. You may have your seat. Hallelujah. My prayer is that this word affects you as it already have affected me. Because we all know that the message is for the messenger first. And I'm so grateful that this word pierced my soul. That I must do better with who I am. Not so that you can put me on a pedestal, but so that I can be righteous in his sight. Hallelujah. So the Bible is saying, the Apostle Paul is writing to us. And he said, do you not know? And what I love about the Apostle Paul, he put it in a way that we can truly understand, that we can see, because we are dealing with things that he was dealing with then that we're dealing with now. So he related every problem, every circumstances with things that we deal with. So here he is, back then he's writing to inform us that, look, I'm going to show you this thing in an athletic perspective. And we all understand athletic abilities, and we all understand sporting events. So Paul writes us a message in a sporting event. And he said, do you not know that everyone runs a race? They all run. Not one person walk in a race. Even the one that's in dead last, they're moving faster than walk. Hallelujah. But here he said, look, only one can win the prize. So everyone is running as hard as they possibly can, because only one can get first place. Now, give or take, it may be a tie sometimes, but when they go back and they look at the time, they find out that there was only one winner. by a hair of a second, or a point of a second, should I say. So Paul is telling us, look, run this race and know that you're going to win no matter who you're running up against. He said you run this race to obtain your imperishable crown.
Yes.
Hallelujah. He said don't run it so that men can see you running. He said run it so your Father see you running.
Yes.
Hallelujah. And oh my God, I want to help you today. So Paul, I got to slow down because I'm getting ahead of myself. And Paul is saying, and everyone who competes for the prize is temperate in all things. He said they're self-controlled. They have discipline. See, anyone that's getting ready to run a marathon race, they have to discipline themselves and prepare for the race. So if you never train for the race, you'll lose it every time.
Wow, that's good.
Hallelujah. Don't you remember before Jesus jumped completely into the water of his ministry, he prepared for the race? He fasted for 40 days to prepare for what's to come. Hallelujah. See, you have to prepare yourself. You have to work out. You have to discipline your body to handle the pressure that's getting ready to come before you. Hallelujah. So if you jump out in this race and you're not prepared, and yet you're trying to minister and you're not prepared, you're going to fail every time.
Yeah.
That's why you see so many preachers, they have failed because they did not prepare for what's to come. Hallelujah. You have to discipline yourself. Sometimes you have to crack the whip up on your own back. You say, don't do that. Don't say that. Don't go there. Don't hang with them. Don't go with them. Stay at home today. Turn the TV off today.
Yes.
See, you have to have discipline.
Yes.
Because the race is not given to the swift, nor to the strong. But the race is given to them that endure. You endure. That means you prepare for the endurance. See, when you're running a marathon, see, I watched the track meet the other day, and they had that I think it was a 1600. Nobody wants to run that 1600 but them that have prepared for it. So they run in this race, and they're pacing themselves, and I'm watching them. And I noticed this one kid that was in the middle of the pack. When he got close to the last lap, he sped up while everybody was still pacing themselves. He started stretching out because he knew he was at the finish line. He said, I'm going to win this race. And he stretched out so far that he had 100 meters in front of everybody else. While everybody else was tired. He paced himself. He trained hard for that race. And he finished strong. Hallelujah. I'm so grateful that God prepares us for the race.
Thank you, Lord.
Before you launch out, he tells you, you need to have self-discipline. That's why he said, repent. Change the way you think. Change how you feel about yourself. Hallelujah. Then he said a thing that really blew my mind. The apostle said, therefore I run thus, not with uncertainty. Uncertainty means, he said, I'm running, and I want you to see me running for the Lord. See, uncertainty means that you're running, but you don't want nobody to know that you're running for God. Ain't that like so many people? Serving God in secret.
Yes.
Hallelujah. But when they go to work, people don't even know that they're saved. You hang out with your friends, and they don't even know that you're saved. See, God gave you an instruction. See, the Apostle Paul, if you back up and read this entire chapter, you'll see Paul said, he said, I'm like all men. He said, become weak like them so that they can be saved. He said, them that are strong, I become strong just like them so they can be saved. He said, them that are Jews, I became a Jew so that they can be saved. Them that are Greek, I became Greek so they can be saved. See, Paul, he left who he was so that God can get the glory in every area of life.
Thank you, Lord.
Paul said, to them that are lawless, I became lawless with them so that they can see the God of my salvation.
Yes.
Just because you hanging with people don't mean that you got to be like them.
That's right. That's right.
You still got to hold a standard.
Yes.
I'm not like you. But I'm going to hang with you so that I can affect you.
Yes. 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 Come on.
Hallelujah.
Come on.
I'm going to go to the store with you today. I don't normally hang out with people like you, but I'm going to hang out with you today so that you can see that there is a better way to live.
Hallelujah. Come on, God. Hallelujah.
I love how the apostle did what he did. Listen, watch this. Even the other apostles, the other disciples, they could not affect the people that Paul could affect.
That's true.
You remember when God told Peter to go down and hang out with the uncircumcised folk?
Yes.
He said, oh, no, certainly not, God. I can't hang with the unclean. God said, how are you going to call what I call blessed unclean?
Yes.
Amen.
That's right.
He said, Lord, we can't eat unclean things. God said, who are you to say that what I've blessed is unclean?
Yes.
That's why Paul wrote in chapter 10 that whatever you put before you, listen, he said, well, if somebody asks you to go out to eat and you desire to go out to eat, don't question what you eat. See, Paul said, because you would offend the person that invited you, because you didn't have to go. You know they didn't believe like you did, but yet you went. He said, eat what's before you. See, Paul became like who was around him. He didn't allow what people say to determine who he can affect.
Yes. That's
Oh, I don't eat pork. Well, I'm going to hang with the pork eaters so that I can show them who God is.
Yes.
Oh, no, we don't have fellowship with the uncircumcised. Well, I'm going to hang with the uncircumcision so that they can be circumcised for God.
Amen.
Oh, I don't hang with the drug addicts and the drug dealers and the gang members. Well, I'm going to hang out with them on the block so that they can see the God of my salvation.
Amen.
So many people say that they serve God, living for God, but they don't even go back to the community where God saved them at.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
That's true.
You only want to preach in the church house. People in here don't need it. People outside need it. That's the mission field. That's why the barbershop I work at, I do more ministry in the barbershop than I do here. I affect more lives in the barbershop. As a barber, if I choose to be rich doing it, I can be rich being a barber. But I don't care about that. My mission is to affect as many people as I possibly can.
Amen.
I'd be cutting hair and I told God, Lord, whatever your will is, I'll do it. I could be cutting, one of my loyal clients said, pay real good, and God said, cut it for free. God, you know I got bills. God said, I cut it for free. I said, yes, Lord, I will. I cut their hair for free. Next haircut pays for $2. I'm like, look at you. Look, okay, God, I hear you. you do it? Well, Lord, you know, I got this and this coming up, God, and I really can't afford to do this. And God said, I said, do it. And when you say, yes, Lord, nevertheless, at thy word, that's when you move into the series of overflow.
Yes.
That's why the songwriter said, my cup runneth over. Because the writer was obedient.
Yes. 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 Yes.
See, when you're obedient to God, you can write stuff like, my cup runneth over.
Yes.
My cabinets never ran dry.
Yes.
Hallelujah. You can say stuff like, I was on my way to do work for God, and I ran out of gas, and I put water in the gas tank, and my car started up, and I made it to the mission.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
When you obey God, Paul is trying to show you that he was just like us. He wasn't on a high horse. The apostle was common. He mingled with the common people. Why? Because that's what Jesus did. See, Jesus did not mingle with them that did not need a physician. Let me change it. He did not mingle with them that needed. Did not, y'all said it right? He mingled with them that needed to see God for who he really was. See, because there were people in that day that would go to the synagogue and they could not see God because they was worshiping the leaders of the church.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And history is repeating itself. You can't see God because you're too busy serving your leader.
Yes. That's true. Teach us. Teach us.
You need to serve God, and him only shall you serve.
Amen. Amen.
The church, the ecclesia, is a learning facility to learn how to live when you hit the mission field.
That's right.
I'm a professor that's teaching you how to live life to the fullest. I'm teaching you how to maximize your life. I'm trying to show you that you can live life without a J-O-B.
Hallelujah.
See, y'all don't believe it? Why is it working? Okay. Either that or it's just the Holy Ghost is here.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Now I feel the cool air. That's all right. I feel the Lord. So you have to discipline yourself. Write that down. That you have to discipline yourself. And when I read this, when God gave this to me last night, and I read this. He began to show me my son when he was a little kid. He wasn't the most athletic on his football team. He wasn't the biggest. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't even the best one to even get in the game. It was games where he didn't even get on the football field. I remember when he was running track, and his mother used to tell him, "You slow, you can't run, you can't run, you can't run," and she forced greatness out of him. See, sometimes you need somebody to doubt you so that you can wake up. So the following year, when he got to play football in school, his 8th grade year, a star was born. The year before that, he played football with Della Lamb, and he barely can get out on the field. He was uncertain if he really wanted to do it, but it was in him. So I began to tell him, son, if you want to be the best, you got to train better than the best. You want to be somebody, then you got to look at who's training the hardest and out-train them. So while everybody was at home, he'd be at working out in the front yard, running around the whole neighborhood. While his friends be playing basketball, he's jogging around the neighborhood. My brother gave him a pair of strength shoes. He used to jog around the whole neighborhood in strength shoes. So when he got into high school, his freshman year, defensive end, he had 20 sacks. He worked hard. And then, oh man, this is what God was showing me. He said, then everybody still doubted him. But he's in college now, playing ball.
Amen.
He said, this is how your dedication to the work has to be. He said, it never ends. When everybody's sleeping, you still working. Listen, when God spoke this to me, I opened up my folder, and in my folder I had some notes that I wrote months ago. And in the note, the first line of my notes, it said, work harder on your day off.
That's powerful.
I said, my God.
Hallelujah.
He said, you have to keep working. He said, you got to keep pressing. He said, when everybody's sleeping, you need to be reading. When everybody's having fun and enjoying life, he said, you need to keep reading. He said, because you're running a marathon. He said, you don't have time to rest. You got to keep training because the enemy is getting ready to come in. And if you're not prepared for the enemy, he said, you're going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. And you're going to be a spectacle. People are going to really talk about you then. He said, you better get yourself right so that you can have what I have for you. You can't afford to lose the purpose that God gave. You better keep working.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. My God, my
The
God.
life you live, God began to deal with me. He said, the life you live is not for fun and games. It's not to have fun. It's not to enjoy life. He said, it's about me. It's about my purpose. It's about my will. He said, you're not born to do what you want to do. You have been born to do my will so that people can see me.
Hallelujah. That's right. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord.
And I began to talk to God. I said, but God, there's so many people that they just constantly talk about me. And God said, so let them talk.
Yes, yes, yes.
He said, because eventually the people are going to want to know, who is this person that everybody keep talking about?
Amen.
He said, you keep training. You keep working. You let them diabolical demons talk and advertise you.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Bless your
Hallelujah.
name, God.
And when God showed me this word uncertainty, I said, Lord, I need to see what this word means. So I grabbed my Greek Hebrew Bible and I began to search it. And it said, Paul said, I don't run in a hidden manner. Or I don't do it where it appears that I'm not doing it. He said, nor do I fight as one has shadow boxed. See, you look good shadow boxing, but when it hit you, can you really get down now? When life hits you with a jab, can you handle the jab that life hits you with?
Come on.
Everybody look like a champion shadow boxing. Can you handle when that punch hits you?
Yes.
Can you handle when that uppercut comes, when you vulnerable, boom, when it hits you and knock you back? Can you handle it? Paul said, I don't shadow box no more. He said, I fight for real.
Come on now.
He said, so I discipline my body. So when the enemy comes and hit me with a jab, boom, I can handle it.
That's right.
See, you get hit on that button and you ain't ready for that, you going to sleep. says, you leave your head vulnerable.
That's good.
I was showing my son. No, I was showing my nephew. I said, this is how you box, nephew. I said, when you box, I said, put your guards up. I said, now jab. He jabbed. This hand went down, he jabbed. So I hit him in his head. Bah! I said, you knocked down. I said, you got to keep this one up. So when you throw this one out, you got to keep this one up. So if he try to counter you, you can throw that counter back down and come right back with another one. So they go show me. So he started doing it. I said, okay, you got it, nephew. I said, so every time I see you, I'm going to get you. So every time I see him, I say, put him up. He put him up. He throw his jab. I do. I say, see, you dropped it again. See, you have to train. See, if you're not in a state of doing it constant,
Yes.
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 Come on now. Come on now.
That's good.
when it comes time to use the ability, you won't know how to use it.
That's right. That's right.
This is why Floyd Mayweather, in my eyes, is the best boxer in the history of boxing. Oh, he's better than Muhammad Ali. Yes, he's better than Muhammad Ali. Yes, he's better than Mike Tyson. He never took an L because he trained not to lose. They say all he do is run around the ring. Listen, boxing is not getting hit.
That's right.
Boxing is you doing the hitting to win. Listen, listen, watch this. In life, the enemy comes in, and he all in front of you like, yeah, he jabbing you. But when you learn how to bob and weave and roll that shoulder and then throw back, he'll never be able to hit you. Life will never be able to hit you. Life will never be able to get you down because you have been prepared for what's to come. So you have to practice every day. I told you, when you prepare yourself for the bad to happen, the bad will never affect you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I told you I wake up every day expecting everybody to do me wrong. So when you do me wrong, it won't affect me. I'll still be able to love you. Because they already imagine you doing me wrong. How would I act? How would it make me feel? So I felt it. I said, okay, God, now take this feeling from me if it happened.
Yes.
So when it happened, it don't affect me.
Yes.
My wife would tell you, I tell her all the time, baby, let that stuff go. Don't let it affect you. She looked at me like, how is it not going to affect you? Because God told me to love my enemy.
Hallelujah. Come on.
Hallelujah.
Father. That's so good.
You have to love.
Yes, Lord.
Just because people do you wrong, let them. Listen, it's building you. When people do you wrong, that's your training.
Yes.
You trained it. Hallelujah. That's why before a boxer go into the championship battle or to the fight that he's getting ready to fight, he have a sparring partner. So God send you some sparring partners. The people that's doing you wrong. Give your sparring partners. Hallelujah. But watch this. This is what I do. Paul is so common and so down to earth. Then he says this. Look, he said, but I discipline my body and bring it into subjection, lest when I have preached to others, I myself should become disqualified. I remember when my son was running track. And because middle school, they don't teach how to do the baton handoff correctly. And that's what I don't like about middle school coaches. They don't know how to coach. You just want to look good because your team is fast and they run. No. Teach these kids so they can go to the next level without having for this other coach that he has to work hard. So they doing the baton, and every kid is standing like this waiting on the baton without moving. So the next kid that's coming up to hand the baton, he runs into them because they're not moving. See, that's what's going on in the church today. That when the baton is passed, nobody's moving to get the baton. So it's a bad handoff and you lose.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow.
And not only that, that sometimes it can be a bad handoff and you be disqualified because you dropped it.
Yes.
So Paul is saying, look, I don't want to be disqualified, so I have to learn the rules of running. See, that's a rule to racing. Or should I say, there's a law to racing. The law to racing, law number 1, that everyone must run. Law number 2 is that somebody has to win. But here's the thing right here. What most of us don't understand about this race is that we won.
Amen. Right.
We are one. That means you're not competing with me.
That's right.
That's why the Bible said, let the strong bear the infirmities of the weak.
Yes.
So when you're weak, I'm supposed to be strong in that area because I already overcame that area for you. That's why the Bible said that we are subject to one another. So whatever you're weak at, I'm supposed to cover it, not expose it. That's what's going on in the church, is that there's too many people trying to expose. They're trying to do God's work.
Yeah.
God does the exposing, not you.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Father.
He said, cover them, lest, Paul said, right here, he said, lest you be disqualified. So everybody that's exposing somebody is disqualified already.
Amen.
So if I fall into diverse temptation and you expose my diverse temptation, you only exposing it so that you don't get exposed. So now the attention is off of your wrong so that everybody's looking at my wrong. And you continue to do your wrong. While everybody got me under the spotlight in the microscope looking at me, you over here doing your dirt. Being disqualified. Preaching and teaching all over the world and you disqualified.
Yes.
But because the attention is not on you, you can keep living that way. God's not happy.
That's right.
This is why City of Mercy, God erected City of Mercy. City of Mercy is not by my design, but it's by God's design. Amen?
Amen.
So when you wake up every day, don't wake up with uncertainty. Wake up knowing that you're running a race and you don't care who knows that you're running.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
See, because you have to remember one thing. He said, if you deny me before man, I'll deny you before my Father.
That's right.
If you hide who you are in me, I'll hide my face when you stand before my Father.
Yes.
See, there's nothing like being in the court and your lawyer right there and he never speak up for you. And the prosecutor is hammering you. The Bible said that Lucifer is the accuser of the brother. He's the prosecutor. And your lawyer is sitting at the desk letting the prosecutor go and he never object. He never did anything. He just sat there. You know why? Because you have become disqualified. Live a life where you're qualified in the race. Never, listen, wake up every day. Every day you wake up and put your track shoes on. See, the problem is that you're putting the wrong track shoes on. Sometimes you got to put them spikes on to get better traction. Hallelujah. My daughter Paris, she's a pretty fast runner. When we went out and bought her some spikes, it caused her to perform. Even London. London couldn't run in the shoes that he was running. He was losing. And when we got London some spikes, we seen the full potential of London. See, sometimes you got to come out the wrong, you see you're wearing the wrong shoes. You're trying to wear somebody else's shoes, and you're trying to mimic someone. Oh, my God.
Yes.
you have to have the right equipment. You have to have the right training stuff. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. If you're training for boxing, you can't have a basketball. You're training for football, you can't be in the boxing ring. Or I can box and play football, but what if you get a concussion in the boxing ring? You can't play football. Huh? See, you got to go and pick your battles. As for me, I'm going to serve the Lord. And I'm going to be effective in the area of my gift. I'm not going to get in an area because you looking good in your area, so I want to get in where you at. It's nothing more sadder in life than you trying to do somebody else's assignment. You see how successful somebody else is, doing whatever it is they're doing, and then you decide that you're going to open up a company like theirs. Carbon copies. You see it all the time. You see it all the time. Bill Gates wouldn't have been as successful as he was if he hadn't made the same computer that IBM was making at that time. Bill Gates was trying to tell IBM, I have a better solution. This whole room, we can eliminate this room and we can utilize this room for something else and we can make the computers this big. IBM said impossible. Bill Gates showed him out of his garage that it was possible. And now he's the wealthiest man, individual in the world. Interesting. And watch this. He's getting ready to control the globe. Did y'all read the news what he just did? He just teamed up with Sony, his competition. They're making a program for the gaming world, the virtual reality world. I was reading the article yesterday. They're creating a platform for the gaming world where both giants in the gaming industry are making one big program for both companies. I said, oh my God. I said, God, that's amazing. What if the church would have this idea to merge the companies to be the one that it's supposed to be? I said, God, that's a game changer. I said we would truly control the globe for the kingdom.
Wow.
I said, my God. I said, God, you really do take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. It took somebody outside of the will of God to show us how it's supposed to be done. You take two giants in the gaming industry, Sony, Microsoft, merging. Let's merge the ecclesia now.
Hallelujah.
Come on.
Let's get our pride out of the way. Because one thing I realize is that there are people that I would never be able to
right. That's right.
He said this. This is the biblical word. It says, different administrations, same spirit.
Amen. That's right.
Different gifts, same spirit.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's right. Yes.
But here we are competing with each other
Yes.
for members. You trying to steal my people. They're not your people. They belong to God.
That's right. That's right.
Well, they belong to my church. It's not your church. It's God's church.
That's right.
The ecclesia, God will put a manager over the ecclesia, a sheep shepherd, to teach the people in this part of the vineyard. This is why Jesus said there are sheep that are not in the same pasture. See, you got the Pentecostal boys thinking that they're the only ones, when there's some Baptist boys that God saved.
That's right. That's right. Come on.
You got the Baptists thinking that they're the only ones, when there's some people in the Methodist church that God saved.
That's right.
Yes.
We got to stop thinking that what we believe is the only way.
That's right.
Because God deals with you with the area of what you understand.
Yeah.
That's why you're guilty of what you understand.
Yes.
That's why the Bible says it was better for you not to know to do good than for you to know it and don't do it.
Yes.
Right.
So whatever you get exposed to, you are held to what you're exposed to.
Right.
Oh my God. Listen, if I was still trying to live the way that I was living, I would have left City of Mercy a long time ago because I don't want to be held accountable for what I know. Lord. Ooh. He said, listen, and here is what's so crazy about what's going on in the ecclesia all over the world is that you know that God judges this house first. And yet you still living a diabolical life. God's not judging the street people first. See? And one thing I do know too is that on the great day of that trumpet being sound and the people get called up to God, God's going to leave some chosen people here. People like myself. I hope it don't be me, but it's going to be some people like me that God's going to leave here so that they can see the truth.
That's right.
Hallelujah. See, I hope for your sake that you don't have to stay when the rapture comes. Because the Bible said that in the book of Genesis that the only way that you're going to make it after the rapture is that you have to be beheaded. So why not get your life together now and live it to the fullest of your ability and don't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, get it right with God and don't make it again. See, the Bible said, Paul said that I run this race. He said, I run it that I may obtain my imperishable crown. I don't do it so that I can lose my crown. I don't run this for 20 years to lose the race.
Help us, God.
He said, do you not know that everybody that runs in the race, everybody runs. You can't just watch me run and think that you're going to make it in off of what I'm running to do.
That's right.
Come on, Pastor. You can make it. You can make it. Come on, Pastor. We're rooting you on. I'm going to stop in the middle of the race and say, you're not going to make it, though. You better start running, too. Hallelujah. See, my children can't make it in on me.
That's right. Absolutely.
See, the Apostle Paul, he began to talk. If you read chapter 10, he's talking, and this chapter 10 is very heavy. If you're not ready for chapter 10, don't even read it. Chapter 10 is very heavy. He said, in chapter 10, he said, anything can be an idol. He said anything can be offered to idols. He said, see that you participate not one time with it. In other words, the apostle said that anything that you put in front of God have become your God. We can make it to work every day, but you have the audacity to miss when the house of God is open. I get paid to do this. I get life to do this.
That's right. Yes.
Hallelujah.
Listen, Paul said this. He said, oh man. He said, for if I do this willingly, my God, I have a reward. He said, but if I do it against my will, I have been entrusted with stewardship only. See, I'm doing this willingly for God. That's why he's blessing me. I'm not considered a steward because I'm not doing it unwillfully. Stewards do it for a payment. And stewards never get paid until the master of the house returns. So you'll be a steward unpaid until he comes. He said, look, he said, now watch this. After he said, then I am entrusted with stewardship. He said, then what is my reward? That I may preach the gospel? I may present the gospel of Christ without charge. That I might not abuse my authority in the gospel. See, a true leader won't abuse the authority that God entrusted him with. He won't manipulate you.
Yes.
Like a lot of these leaders manipulate you.
Yes.
Because you trust their ministry, they manipulate, especially women. You get manipulated by these leaders. They tell you, God knows. He's a forgiving God. He'll forgive us. That should have been the day that you left that church. See, I don't care who you are, what you are, or what you think you are. You can't manipulate me to go against God's word.
Yes.
Well, he's the prophet of God, and God speaks to him. He talked to Lucifer too.
That's right. That's right.
Hallelujah. God speaks to Lucifer. Did you not read the Bible? It says that when the sons of God was meeting,
Yes.
Lucifer was present. So Lucifer was talking to God too. Well, he has a gift, and God really uses him. God uses Lucifer more than your pastor.
Yes.
Listen, he uses Lucifer more than he used your pastor.
Yes.
Listen, he's only using me in City of Mercy. He's using Lucifer in every church in America and across the globe. You go over there and you tip that church. You go over there and you tip them. You go in their house. You go over here. You do this and you do that. God's using him. Hallelujah. I ain't giving you no foreign doctrine. I'm giving you biblical doctrine. The problem is that we don't get in here to read. This is why I tell you all, don't take my word for it. Get in the book to see if I'm teaching you the truth. I don't want you to be bamboozled again. See, I was the one that was bamboozled too. Because somebody had a gift. I worship the gift more than I worship the gifter. I served as a good servant in this place. And God is saying, no, you're supposed to serve me and me only.
Right.
Hallelujah. We come here gathering together to hear what He has to say. I told you, the ecclesia is called the Senate. The Senate is a place where a group of individuals, they listen to what the king say, and then they give it to the people. This is why you come today, to hear what God is saying. I'm telling you what he's saying. Amen. The ecclesia. And you're supposed to hear what God says. I'm supposed to give it to you. You see? I'm not supposed to have rulership over your life. You're only coming here to hear what God says. You don't come here to fellowship. You don't come here to associate. You don't come here to find a mate. You don't come here. You come here to hear what thus said the Lord. This is not a hookup place. It's not the place to find a date.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
This is not even the place to come and find a job. Because everything in the ecclesia is supposed to be dedicated and donated time.
Hallelujah.
That's right. My God.
The Apostle Paul says this. He said this in the book of Corinthians. He said, muzzle not the ox that's here. In other words, he said, the leader that's teaching you, he said, muzzle not him. He said, because the word of God says that he is supposed to be paid for the work that he's doing by your contributions. Mm-hmm. This is the word of God. You want me to give you the scripture? I'll give you the scripture. You can read it for yourself. It's in the word of God. He said, muzzle not the ox. But the Apostle Paul said, he said, but I don't want you to give me anything. He said, I want to make sure that the house of God is well taken care of. He said, God takes care of me. He supplies my need. But your job is to give to the work that the man of God is doing. But the problem is that everybody complains that I ain't giving to you. I'm not taking care of nobody. You ain't taking care of me. You take care of the house of God. I was listening to this song this morning, and God began to deal with me while the song was on. It said, I can't even remember the words to it now. It said something about, if you want it, you can have it. It's yours. I said that. And God said, no, you can't. I'm serious. In the middle of the song, God said, no, you can't. He said, because I don't give you what you want. I give you what you need.
Yes, yes.
I said, wow. He said, but people all over the world is worshiping me off this song. And they're thinking that I'm going to give them what they want.
Jesus. Wow.
They think it, and they want it, and they think I'm going to give it to them. God said, I don't work that way. God said, I work off of what you need. I give you what you need to fulfill the assignment that I gave you. See, y'all got to understand. God is, I'm telling you, he is giving me a vivid understanding of how to supply the need. And he's not, he was dealing with me this morning. He said, I'm not talking about your everyday need. He said, I'm talking about the need for you when you go out to do my work. I'll supply the need for it. That's why Jesus, when he sent his disciples out 2 by 2, he said, don't take nothing extra. Don't take no food. Don't take no water. He said, because it all going to be supplied where you're going.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes, Lord.
I said, God, you blew my mind this morning. I'm telling you, I was on spiritual overload. I couldn't take no more. I had to get up from the table. I said, God, I can't take no more.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Yes, Lord Jesus.
I could have had a service in my kitchen this morning. Telling you, the walls would have started moving. That's how much glory was in the kitchen this morning. I said, God, I can't take no more of this. Coffee got cold. Man, God, I can't take no more of this. He was blowing my mind. But the message was for me first. That's why he gave it to me. And it pierced my soul. I said, ouch. Because there are some things in me that I wasn't disciplined in. And I said, ouch. But thank you for the ouch, God.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
See, when you tell God to show you, He will show you.
Hallelujah.
Just say ouch and thank you.
Yes. Hallelujah. Thank you.
See, because there's some things in you that you know you got.
Yes.
But when somebody like me pointed out to you, you get mad. But when God show you, just say ouch and keep going.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Father.
Ooh, my God. I'm telling you, I woke up with so much energy this morning. I said, God, I'm thankful that you, God, that you didn't take that breath from me.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
See, we take the breath of God for granted.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Do that.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's the Ruach breath of God.
Thank you.
That's called the created breath of God.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Yes, Lord.
It's not yours.
Yes. Thank you.
It's His. It's His breath that you're breathing. You ought to be thankful for allowing.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
So I'm so grateful for the song that Brother Byron Cage made. This is the air I breathe. This is His. This is His. We take it for granted. What if He turned off the oxygen fan? You die. See, what's so crazy is that what I love about God is that because He sits on the throne and He don't move, so He created a tree that gives off oxygen so that you can continue to breathe. So He put His breath in the tree. But humans are so dumb and they keep cutting off the tree.
Yes.
We all gonna be extinct if they keep cutting the trees down. Hallelujah. Want to cut down all the trees, man. Stop. Oh, we got to build more houses. There's more people. No, we need to just pile up in them.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
We ain't making no more houses. We're going to pile up in them. You keep having babies, you're going to pile up in one house.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
10 kids in a one-bedroom apartment. Stay right there. We don't have a big one for you. We ain't cutting down no more trees. We cutting away our oxygen. There's too many people in the world. We don't have enough oxygen. That's why when it gets too hot outside, they say it's an ozone alert. Because the oxygen is being threatened. Because too many of us. You stealing it all. Sometimes you gotta tell people sitting next to you, hey, slow down with that oxygen.
Breathe easy.
Because you gotta remember, when you breathe in the oxygen, your dual exhaust let out carbon. Hallelujah. That's why that alarm at your house be going off sometimes. When there's a whole lot of people in there, they go up. It's too much bad stuff going on in there. I'm breathing too much. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord.
So, we're going to live every day like it's our last day.
Yes.
I'm serious. I say this all the time because yesterday affects our today.
Yes. Absolutely.
What happened yesterday don't exist. Stop bringing it into the next day.
Yes.
You have to let yesterday die.
Hallelujah.
I'm serious. What happened yesterday? Did it happen today?
No.
Let it go then.
Hallelujah.
Did you deal with the stuff that happened yesterday? Could you change what happened yesterday?
No.
Why worry about it?
That's good. Hallelujah.
You see? That's why worry is of the devil. Because you worried about what happened yesterday. No, let it go. God said, my grace is sufficient for today.
Today. Hallelujah.
He said nothing about your tomorrow. He said tomorrow, let it worry about itself. Because tomorrow, none of us, God promised us.
Yes. Hallelujah.
When you wake up every day, is a day of your future unfolding. Make it the best day of your life. See, don't let nobody mess your day up. When you got people in your life that's caught, what they call it back in the days, I'm going to go back in the days when they used to call it earth disturbers. You got them earth disturbers in your life because you're a part of earth. So you got somebody that's disturbing your life, that's disturbing earth. Cut them off.
Hallelujah.
Cut them off.
Hallelujah.
I don't want nobody in my life that's going to mess my day up. Gotta cut them off. Hallelujah. See? And then you hold on to the same people that have affected you for years. They're still in your life. And they're still doing the same stuff that they've been doing your whole life. And you still complaining about how they affect your life. It's your fault. They still in your life, your fault. Listen, I don't care if it was my brother, my mama, my daddy. If you are affecting me in a negative way, I'm going to cut you off at the ankle bone. I'm not going to live my life a stressful life because stress causes you to be sick. Don't you know that lymphoma cancer is a cancer that's caused by stress? Don't let nobody stress me out and give me no cancer. You better get your cancer-giving self out of my life.
Yes. Right. Hallelujah.
That's why I eliminated that thing that we call a circle.
Yes.
I eliminated a circle. Because you better, I'm telling you, you better eliminate that thing called circle in your life. Because you got to remember, the circle is the only thing that can affect you. People outside the circle can't get in your emotions. It's only the people that's in that circle that can affect you. You better eliminate that word called circle. Because people outside the circle has your blessing. I'm talking about my circle is like this. But how many people in that circle that bless you? How many people in that circle help you get to your future? How many people in that circle that you can count on when you need a bill paid?
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Don't have no circle. My blessing ain't in my circle. I found that out the hard way. That the people in my circle is the same people that crossed me out and still talking about me today. Then have the audacity to watch my live feed, talk about me to other people, but preach what I'm teaching here. And then make it look like it's their study that they did. They found this one. No, you ain't found it. You've been watching my live video. I don't care because it's public information.
Hallelujah.
That's why when I give you certain things, I give homage back to who I found it with, Dr. Miles Monroe. I don't make it like it's my information. It's mine when I understand it, though.
Yes.
But I found it through him. And now God is blowing my mind with what he's given me. I said, my God, I've been reading this book for years, and I never understood it this way. Now I open it up right now. I can go to another scripture right now and give you a whole other message today, right now.
Amen.
You know why? Because I don't study for a message. I study to find law. And when I find law, I can talk about law.
Yeah.
Because I understand law.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Whew. What time is it? It's time for me to shut down. I know y'all don't want me to, but I have to. All right. Don't be afraid to let the world see you serve God. Because at the end of the day, All the ones that you hide that you serving God for, it's the same people that talk about you, the same people that you can't even call for help. You trying to act like a certain way when you get around them, they talking about you as soon as you leave. Tell them, look at you. They sitting around here knowing they in church and they trying to run with us. Lord, I'm going to let you know I'm in church and I'm going to run with you. Hallelujah, because I'm going to affect you.
Yes.
I'm yeast. Put me in any situation, I'll affect the whole situation.
Wow.
See, no, I'm serious. My uncle worked in the barbershop with me. He's not a godly man. He's not a God-fearing man. He'll tell you he is, but he's not. No, real talk. But he's giving his clients what I'm giving him. I walked in the barbershop the other day. He said, there he is right now. And nephew, tell him what you was telling me the other day about marriage. I said, what part did you leave out on? And he said, I was telling him this, and this. I said, well, you shared everything with him. I said, I don't have to answer anymore. I said, man, no, for real. For those of you that are married, there's only 5 things that you have to do. And Jesus made it plain and simple to us that when he came to the house where Martha and Mary was, Mary sat at Jesus' feet, Martha did all the work, right? Y'all remember the story? And Jesus said, you busy doing that. There's only a few things that you have to worry about in life. You too busy trying to serve. Serve. You thinking that I'm hungry and I'm not hungry and you're trying to serve me food. You thinking that I'm thirsty and I'm not thirsty and you want to give me a drink. See, that's why he said don't speculate. Wow.
That's right. Yeah.
Can't speculate. So the woman was sitting at his feet. She was getting what she needed. See, sometimes you got to sit at God's feet to get what you need. You can't be the busybody thinking that God needs you to do this and God needs you to do that and God never told you to do it.
That's right.
You assuming that God needs this done.
Yes.
Hallelujah. That's why I don't always move. When people call me, hey, this and this and this, I just sit there. Man, I thought you was going to, I never told you I was going to do anything. I told you I was going to pray about it and I'll get back with you. Well, man, you never got back with me because my source didn't get with me.
That's right.
Amen.
If God ain't speaking, I ain't moving.
Amen.
Y'all may get mad at me talking about, oh, he just don't know. Get mad all you want. If God ain't speaking, I ain't moving.
Yes.
Hallelujah. There's nothing like doing something that God never told you to do. See, you go to places. You can leave here and go Sunday morning and go to another church without a covering. You'll harbor whatever spirit is in that church that you go visit. And then you go home and you're going through some hell and high water and you don't know why you're going. And you calling me, Pastor, I don't know why I'm going. Well, you should have been at church to get what you need from the house that you planted your feet in. But yet you went to another table to eat at. I mean, I don't have a problem with people going, but go with a covering. Because every ecclesia is not assigned by God. So you have to make sure that you go with a covering. So when you go with a covering, your covering will try the spirit that's covering that house. Hallelujah. That's why I don't go to churches. I'm just being honest. I don't go nowhere if God don't lead me to go. There's a lot of services that goes on in the afternoons. I don't go to them because God ain't telling me to go. I'm not going for the sake of friendship. I don't think friends is overrated, especially in the church. People in church don't understand what friend is. I ain't talking about y'all City of Mercy. Y'all saved folk here. Y'all don't have that problem. This word called friend, see, when I was in the streets, we took friendship to heart. Whoever I said friend was a true friend. We had each other's back no matter what. Because nobody talk about the other one without the other one being there. You talk about my dog while he wasn't there, I'm liable to hit you in your jaw so hard that you feel it next year. But these jokers that say they're your friend in the church, they allow the next one to talk about you, and then they participate in the conversation. He is kind of, he think he more holier than, but my God, my Father told me to be holy. Right. Ain't no such thing as too holy. See, when somebody tell you that you too holy, that's because they not holy. And they intimidated by the holiness that's radiating over you.
That's right, yeah.
You too holy, no, you too demonic. Somebody had the audacity to tell my wife, you just too holy. No, you got a demon. That's why you're attacking her.
Yeah, absolutely. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
God said, be ye holy, for I am holy.
Yes, Father.
When you sit up here and try to tell me that I'm too holy, that means you too demonic. You are intimidated by the glory of God that's radiating off my life, and you cannot handle it.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. See, people get mad when you're not singing their song.
That's right. That's right.
I'm singing the song, I'm saved by his power divine. Saved. And see, they over there talking about, bless that wonderful name. You too fast, slow down. Y'all know how it is. When you start singing them fast songs in church, when the word of God come forth, you sleep. Because you didn't exert all your energy because of the calisthenics that you just went through. You run around the church, choke. And when the preacher get up, you tired, you wore out, you sleep. And you missed the very important part, the dinner. You done got full off of appetizers. And you're going to be hungry when the service is over. That's why you go to the service number 2, trying to get a meal. When you should have ate where you was that morning, but the music messed you up.
Hallelujah. Teach us, Lord. Hallelujah.
Lucifer came into the ecclesia through the music. He didn't come in through the preaching. Lucifer came in the church through the music. He was the chief musician in heaven. He came in through music. That's why the organ player gets more money than the pastor. How you gonna get more money than me when I'm the one that's feeding the people? But the organ player said, but I'm the one that's putting them to sleep.
Wow.
See, that's just like the devil. He said, I rock them to sleep, and I get paid for putting you to sleep.
Wow.
So that you'll never hear God.
That's right.
I want to put the church to sleep so they never hear God.
Yes.
So we're going to make you shout, huck, and buck. And when the word of God comes forth, you too tired to listen.
Help us, God.
See, it's a diabolical thing that nobody looks at.
Help us, Jesus.
I don't want you to be caught up in the music because it becomes idol worship. I told you, anything can be an idol.
Yes.
Somebody sitting here and they have a melodious voice. You get lost in the voice and you forgot that they were singing to God.
Yes.
And then you begin to worship and they thinking you worshiping them. So it's a twofold worship, idol. Then you have them guys that can play them keys and make them keys do stuff that's abnormal. Drummers make the drums do things that you be like, that's not real. And people get caught up in that.
Yes. Yes.
And they miss God. And the devil say, I'm doing my job. Yeah, I got people so distracted that they can't even hear God now. That's why you got a bunch of Christians in church with a bunch of keys and don't even know how to pay their bills. It's nothing more diabolical than to have a key to pay your bill, but don't know how to use that key. It's God's deal, it's God's bill, but you don't know how to use the key. So you struggling, you starving, and you telling people this don't work. And then when you invite people to your church, they say, y'all got a good choir? No, we don't have a choir. I don't think I'm going to come and visit your church. Thank you, because you working for somebody else that you don't. You need to hear God. Hallelujah. You don't need to hear no music in this hour of your life. You need to hear God.
Yes.
I'd rather hear God than hear music.
That's right.
I can care less about a song. I got organ, drums, I got all that. I don't care. I would not pay nobody to play no music at City of Mercy. I don't care how good you are. I'm paying you. Not when YouTube give me a instrumental track. I'm paying you when I get music for free. Get on YouTube, download it to my phone, and I'll play it on Sunday morning, and somebody sing, and we'll have a congregational song.
Hallelujah.
And then, because you're not hucking and bucking, you can hear the word and you'll pay attention.
Yes.
Even the children, they listening to this word.
Yes. Right.
But if the music had been playing and the music was so high, everybody been tired, y'all be asleep right now. Then you have some folk that come here from different church settings because somebody invited them. They fall asleep because we don't have music. Go to sleep. That's what you're used to in church anyway. I'd rather be in the presence of God.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Yes, Lord.
There's nothing like being in His presence. See, because God is your source.
Yes, He is.
The music ain't your source. You weren't created from music. You was created from God, by God, for God.
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
He said, I lift my hands in total adoration.
Yes.
I may not have the best voice, but when I start singing, it sounds good to my daddy.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
You may look at me like, oh, my kids be like, Daddy, shut up, you can't sing. I know I can't sing. But to my daddy, it sounds real good.
Hallelujah.
Because he said, make a joyful noise. See, I'm excited when I sing to God.
Hallelujah. That's right.
I'm not
Hallelujah.
singing to you. I'm not singing for you to clap when I sing. Whenever you hear me sing anything while I'm teaching, it's because God just put it in my spirit.
That's right.
Hallelujah.
I lift my hands in total adoration unto. See, I'm not singing to you. I'm singing to Him.
Hallelujah.
Doesn't matter if I'm on key or off key, or I'm under the key. One thing I know is that I sound good to my daddy. And what I'm giving you, and we're standing because I'm done. And what I'm giving you, I know my dad is pleased.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Father.
Because I'm not giving you a theological presentation that I can give you.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
I'm giving you what He gives me to give to you every time I open this door. Father, I thank you for this word that you have given. And the power and the spirit that it flowed through. Thank you for understanding it. Father, now, give us the wisdom to apply it to our lives. God, we thank you for the power of the Spirit. The Holy Spirit that's dwelling in this place. Help us to keep this in our hearts now, that we may continue to run this race, that we may obtain an imperishable crown. And that we do it uncertainly, but we do it knowing and want everybody to know that we are walking with you and running for you.
Yes.
Hallelujah. God, we thank you. Have your way in this place. It's all about you. It never was about us. We get rid of our selfish ambitions so that you get the glory out of this. In your son's name we pray. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' name. There will be one here. You just want God to touch you today. You can come. God will touch you. You just need some added strength this week. You say, look, I got some things going on, and I truly need God to be with you this week. You can come. You can come. Hallelujah. Come. You know you need some prayer. Come. God's going to touch you. Hallelujah. Glory to you. You can come. Hallelujah. 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 Glory to God. Glory to God. Hallelujah. Yes, God. To you. Yes. You can come. Anybody else come? Come. Hallelujah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I want you all to get what you want God to do for you this week. I'm not going to ask you. It's for you to tell your source what it is. I'm just going to touch and agree with you. Amen? Y'all have what you want God to do? Hallelujah. Father, I touch and agree now. In the name of Jesus. That your will be done. Both now and forever. In the mighty name of Jesus, the Christ, your Son. Spirit of the living God, rest upon his head now. Meet every need. Ease every pain. Give him comfort right now. Breathe, Holy Spirit. Father, I thank you now. Bring it to pass, that which ye have need of. In the name of Jesus. Be it so unto him. According to his faith. In Jesus' name. God, now bring it to pass as I touch and agree. Touch her from the crown of her head to the sole of her feet. My God. Touch her brother, God. I don't know what's going on with him, God, but when I touched her, you showed me his face. Touch him right where he is. Change the way he's feeling right now. In Jesus' name. Who is Mary? Mm-hmm. She's somehow connected with your brother. Yeah, yeah. tell you what God said. Jesus. It ain't nobody's business. Father, I pray now that you touch and agree, that I touch and agree, that your will be done in her life, both now and forever. Continue to give her the understanding that she needs. Continue to allow her to see who she is in you, Father. In the name of Jesus the Christ, your Son. From the crown of her head to the sole of her feet, God. Like the Holy Spirit rest on her. No pasito. Shoot up. Take that. That's the glory of God resting upon your head. Receive it. No I don't know where it's coming from, but God said the money's coming that we need. I see $1,500. You have need of this. God's getting ready to give it. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's coming. That makes more sense to you than me on that number. God just said 1,500. Is that what that's what you need? He said he's going to meet the need. He's going to meet the need. The Lord told me to ask you, how long will you procrastinate and not finish this product? God said you have time, but you keep saying you don't. God said cut everything off and finish this product. This product is going to give you the finances that you need when you finish it. I'm telling you what God said. He told me to tell you that when you finish this product, you will not just perform it in Kansas City. He said somebody from out of town is going to contact you because somebody's going to send them a video, a portion of it, and they want you to come. Amen. But you won't finish it. Finish it. You prioritize your time and finish it. You're kicking yourself in the butt because you haven't finished it yet. God said, you got time, make it. He said, you got time every day from 5 to 7. I don't know what that time means, but God just said from 5 to 7, she had time. God said, finish it. He said, nothing in between 5 and 7 until you finish it. Turn your phone off. That's your time. God's going to give you vision on what to finish it with, how to finish it. It's going to be finished strong. Finish it. Father, now thank you. I told her that you give her the desire to be obedient in this. In the name of Jesus. I curse you, spirit of doubt, right now. And turn her mind loose. Because this will make her successful. Just receive that. That's God resting upon your head. In Jesus. Who's having a problem with their nose again? Because my nose just started bothering me right now. So come. Y'all come. Y'all got problems with your nose? Come. Right now. Because my nose just started bothering me. Somebody in this room got a problem. Your nose is bothering you?
Yes.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Because instantly my nose just started bothering me. Father, I pray now that you touch, heal, set free, and deliver. Whatever's going on, heal it, change it. In Jesus' name. Father, I pray now that you touch and heal, set free, you deliver. Whatever's going on with his nose, change it. In Jesus' name. Father, whatever's going on with his nose, change it. In the name of Jesus. Heal, set free, and deliver, God. Father, whatever's going on with his nose, heal, set free, and deliver, God. In the name of Jesus. God, whatever's going on with his nose, Lord, change, heal, set free, and deliver now, God. In Jesus' name. God, whatever's going on with his nose, change it, heal, set free, and deliver, God. Do it now in Jesus' name. Amen. You all can come this way. Hallelujah. Did you draw that picture yet? Still working on it? Yeah. I'm telling you, you're a blessed young lady. You're blessed. Hold your hand. You're right-handed, left-handed. Left-handed. And you can do stuff with your right too, don't you? Yeah. Pretty much even. Yeah, I know, I've seen it. But what God's getting ready to do for you, I'm telling you, you're going to be able to draw just as good with this hand as you are with that hand. And you're going to be the type of artist that's very rare. Because most artists is only good with one hand. You're going to be able to do the same picture on this piece of paper and draw it on this piece of paper. My God. Hold your hands. Father, I pray that you anoint these hands. That they may be able to do that which you just showed me. In the name of Jesus. God, I curse every hindrance, every distraction in her future. I curse now the enemy that will try to come and stop what you spoke. God, I place a buckler around this young lady, your daughter. You keep her all the days of her life. In Jesus' name. Amen. You're going to have some peace. You're going to have some peace. I don't know what's going on, but there's some stuff going on that's been bothering you. God's going to give you some peace and he's going to mellow it out. The situation is going to be mellowed. And it's not even your situation, but it's affecting you. God's going to mellow it out. Because the situation is even affecting your ability to focus when you're drawing. That's why you haven't finished the product yet. Because you've been distracted. Your mind is not focused on your art. God's going to give you peace.
Thank you.
Okay? It's going to be all right. I can't wait to see this finished product. What's up, buddy? Man, when you like football? I've seen you playing football. No, I'm serious. I seen you playing football. You was a running back. He like football? He play? Get him in there. He's going to blow your mind how good he is. You can run. You got a lot of energy. Just give him the ball and watch what he do. You're going to be very good, too. Father, I pray now that you bless this child all the days of his life. Whatever endeavor this child get in, that you bless it. Whatever his hand that I'm holding go to touch, that it may turn to gold. That it be successful in whatever he goes to do. In Jesus' name. Hallelujah. finalize this thing. Father, I pray now that it's getting ready to be finalized, God, do it. Blow his mind like he's never been blown away before. That's it. Breathe, Holy Spirit. Breathe the ruach. That's it. Jesus. Be it so unto him, God, according to my faith. A car is coming. I don't know where it's coming from, but there's a car that's getting ready to come to you. But God said this time, don't have everybody in it. This one's here is for you so that you can get out of here to go to school. I don't know where it's coming, but it's coming. A car is coming. It's going to be a reliable car. It's going to be reliable. To get you where you got to go, it's going to be very reliable. Highway reliable. Don't worry about it. God's finalizing this thing. He's getting everything finalized for you. The car, the finances for school that you're not going to have to pay for. He's finalizing these things. Don't worry about it. You're going to be all right. Mother, lift your hands. Hallelujah. God's getting ready to work this thing out. You're getting ready to sign a deed on the house. It's going to be your house. He said ain't going to be no more renting. This makes more sense to you than me. He said it's not going to be no more relying on nobody because he said I'm going to do it. Lord, I bless you. The enemy just trying to get you all bent out of shape these last 2 weeks. He even tried to get you to get out of character. They almost seen the old time. They almost seen the one that snapped, crackled, and popped. But God said because they didn't see, he said, I'm going to bless you for the discipline that you put yourself through. When you wanted to say what you wanted to say, and you held your peace. God said, listen, this makes more sense to you than me. God said, hear me clearly. I want to talk to you. I don't want you to be emotional with this. This is what God told me to tell you. This is not something that I conjured up and made up in my own mind. He said, because how he did you. And I'm not going off of nothing I heard because I don't hear nothing. I only hear God. He said, I'm getting ready to cause him to lose it all. He said he bothered the wrong one for the last time. He said, I caused him to do it so that I can punish him. But watch this. God said, before he loses it all, I'm going to make him give you some of it. But he's going to write it over to you before he loses it all. And not long after he write over what he's going to write to you, he's going to lose it. God is showing me that he's going to lose it. And this is your option if you go and tell it or not. But he's going to lose it behind taxes. Because how he did you. Now, I don't know nothing about what he did, but God said because how he did you, he's going to lose it. He said, touch not my anointed. He touched you for the wrong time. Did you hear what I said? He touched you for the wrong time. Not the last time. The wrong time. He touched you at the wrong time. You had placed yourself in the presence of God, and he touched you while you was in his presence. And God said, because he touched you while you was in my presence, he's getting ready to be paid. God is getting ready to take care of you like you've never been taken care of before. You're getting ready to sign some papers. You're getting ready to sign some papers. Oh, Jesus. Listen, he said, you're not going to be working too much longer either. He said, because he gave you an idea that will bring money in. And it's getting ready to happen. And by this happening, it's going to cause the sauce business to jump off. Yeah. Before it's all said and done, listen, I can't make this stuff up. Before it's all said and done, you will own 75 houses.
Oh my God, Jesus.
That's confirmation.
Hallelujah. Oh my God.
Now, you ain't told me this, have you? You will have 75 houses and 3 car lots. Both ideas. She can tell me.
Oh my God.
Did you tell me this?
Thank you, Lord.
Hallelujah. You'll never have to work again. Listen, this is what God told me to tell you. When you sign this papers, he said, immediately start fixing the houses. He said, don't wait, because you got the money to do it. Your first one, he said, when it's complete, you sell it. And go buy you some more. He said, when you buy the 3, because that was your plan, I don't know if this is what God is showing you. When you buy the 3, offer it at 1. He said, you sell one of the 3, the 2 you keep. And you go buy more. He said, for every round that you buy, you sell one and keep the rest. Was that your plan? Now, you didn't tell me this now, did you? For the sake of the spectators that's watching online, you didn't tell me none of this. Did you? You say that again?
I asked them for the order, yes.
Wow. Hallelujah, God. Hallelujah.
You're going to be a wealthy woman.
Thank you, Lord.
Because listen, he said your latter days will be better than your former. Yeah. See, I don't want to tell you age, but when you get past a certain age, you're in another generation. So you're in your second generation. Moses was in his third generation. "40 years in Egypt, 40 years in the backside of the mountain, and he led the children of Israel in the wilderness for 40. He became successful in his third generation. God is doing it in your second generation. Hallelujah. Continue to do what you've been doing. And don't allow what you see to affect you no more. Look at it, laugh, and say, "Aha, you thought you had me. I seen you." You know how it is when you hear your kids and they don't know you heard them. You're like, "I hear you." You tell the devil, "I see you." And you just keep on going. Don't let it affect you. Because this too. How you doing? Yeah. Father, I pray for this child, your daughter. That she begin to fulfill as a child that which you created her to do. The vision of a seer that you have given her. Enhance it now as a child. In Jesus' name. Everybody lift their hands. I feel heaven, you ready to release something in this room.
Hallelujah.
He's releasing something to the ecclesia.
Hallelujah.
Father, I pray now, thank you for this release. For the relief that you're releasing to us now. Meet every need right now, God, based on the need that your people have. Fulfill everyone's desire in this room. Let not one leave here troubled like they came, but changed and transformed. Oh, my God. Thank you. There will be testimonies by Sunday of what God has done to you and for you and through you. In Jesus' name. Amen. He told me to tell you that the bakery did not die. He's getting ready to rekindle some things.
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
I'm telling you what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a big building that your bakery is going to be.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
And your art is going to be sold through your bakery.
Hallelujah.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at this And in this building, you're having an art fair.
Hallelujah.
And what I'm seeing, God is saying that it's her building, it's her bakery, and it's her art. Oh my God. He said, your vision is not on the back burner. He said, I put it in you to fulfill the vision of the house so that when you get ready to do what I need to do for you, you don't have to work hard to do it. I told you what God told me the other day. God spoke this to me, and I told her, and I'll share it today. He spoke to me while I was driving, and I shared it with my wife. He said, son, what you have will get you there. What she has will keep you there.
Amen.
I said, okay, God, and I shared it with my wife. And she goes, being joyful, what you have that's going to get us there? I said, well, what you got that's going to keep us there? What you know will get you there. Who you know, well, let me change that. Who you know will get you there. What you know keeps you there. Who I know will get me there.
Yes.
What I know
Yes.
keeps me.
Yes.
You see? So I realized that what I know that he showed me, that he gave me, is that's what's keeping me there. That's why I tell her all the time, divorce is not an option.
Amen.
Because if I divorce her, then it stops me from being where I am.
Yes.
Divorce is not an option with God. I'm done. Come, Pastor, it's all yours. I'm done.
We're standing. Somebody just shout hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shout